Good evening and welcome to the stream. Guess I will give any latecomers a few minutes to join while I fill my parts bin for the stream, because I did not do so earlier. Shame on me. But what can I say? I was trying to generate a video for the stream and, well, I got neither done. Not by trying, but by regenerating a video with a changed logo when I last did it over 2 years ago. And I surprised myself with an alpha layer that I didn't remember using. But then I remembered that I did something really weird in creating the video because I did the animation in After Effects, but I couldn't figure out how to animate everything in After Effects. So I used Premiere Pro for the other half of it, and that's why was an unexpected alpha layer in the After Effects movie. So I noticed that, wait a minute, where's my background? In After Effects, then go regenerate it without an alpha layer, and then then I realized that without the alpha layer, it still didn't look right, and then realized, oh, I did something backwards, didn't I? Luckily, I had not deleted and thrown away the first video, so it was. And then, of course, I realized that the new animation is longer than the old one because I was synchronizing the animation to a song file. And, of course, then I realized, I better come downstairs and get going. So, anyways, I am finding the parts. I think just basically I need to push everything in this box to one side. And let me just double check. All right. Okay. So I guess what I'll do is I will do this the way that, so resistors, well, I will, yep, I'm tossing capacitors and transistors on the table. I will deal with them in a moment. Resistors, I will look to see if they're on the list. You can see the values I'm looking for. I'm also looking for the potentiometer. That must be in the box somewhere. Let's see here. Well, maybe I'd better hold on to that one. Let's see, nope, that's not it. So, let's see, 470 ohm. Nope, don't need that one. See, I do not need EEPROM tonight. Okay, I might need that. Let me, let's see here. That is a 100 ohm. Oh, that's a 180 ohm. So that's not needed. That's not. Let's see here. Those are PTCs. Oh, oh, I don't need the JFET. Those are capacitors on the table. 1K ohm. Actually, I think the 1K ohm is needed. 47K by chance? Nope. See, that's later sorting. Ah. All right. That I might need. The 150 ohm. No. 22K ohm. Winner. Awful jumper wires. Don't need those. 4.7K. No. Luckily, don't need the 1.5K ohm resistors because that was an empty bag. Let's see. I am looking for VR6. There's that. Let's see. Those are LED mounting pieces that I can no longer order because they were discontinued. So those are like gold. So the cool little standoffs that. Oh, close. That's 27K or 27 ohm. I need the 22 ohm. Don't need a resonator. Yeah, those are the cool LED standoffs that let you put the LED through them, and then you put the LED on the board, and they hold the LED the proper height off the board while you solder. I don't think I need that. I better toss it on the table. Capacitors. Oh, do not need an encoder. 100K ohm. Yes. Might need those capacitors. Do not need that. 1.5K ohm. 200 ohm? No. Ah, 22 ohm. Just about got stuck in the don't need it pile because I was stuck to something else. Let's see, that's 10K ohm. I think I'm still looking for the. See, those are transistors. Capacitors. Don't need those. Let's see here. 1 mega ohm, not tonight. 33K ohm, not tonight. The buttons. Jumper wires of. Wish I'd used them before. I don't think I need those. Sockets. 1.5 mega ohms. Nope. Of course, you'll always find what you don't need before you get to the last item you need. The switch that I don't even think goes to the Zox box. Oh, there's the 68K ohm. Let's see, that's more capacitors. Let's see, I think those might be the transistors I need. Those are, let's see, capacitors. Don't need resonator. Let's see, 470 ohm. No. That's not it. Let's see, it's trimmer resistor. More capacitors. Not that. Knobs. Terminal blocks. More encoders. Capacitors. More switch caps. Oh, let's see here. These are I don't know what resistors those are. I don't think I need these diodes. Those are the transistors I was looking for. Don't need power jack. And because I'm about to drop the box on the floor, save myself the frustration of getting things mixed up. All right. See here, those are ICs. I don't think I need those. I don't need dual wipe sockets. I might need those transistors caps. I don't believe there's any op amps. I might actually need those. 200K, no. 4.7K, no. 430 ohm, no. Huh. 2.2K, no. All right, so did I find, let's see, everything. All right, diodes. Check that. 22 ohm. That's that. 22 ohm. 22 ohm. Yes. All right. 100 ohm. Problem. Did not find the 100 ohm. 100 ohm resistor. Okay. Is that what these are? Trying to read the part number. Skew. Number, lane, quantity. I don't think these are interesting. Seems as if my 100 ohm resistors are either these. That doesn't seem right because I don't remember ordering them earlier this year. But I'll pull out. Then the color codes doesn't appear to be the value I'm looking for. These are 1.47 k ohm. Okay. Not the ones I'm looking for. So the 100 ohm. All right. I'm going to do myself a favor. Let me write down these are 1.47 k ohm. These must be some I ordered for potentially as resistors for the LEDs. All right. So if the 100 ohm resistors are not there, then that means they are AWOL. Okay. All right. Let me see. They must be over in. Yeah, they must have be over in the one of the boxes I have sitting over here. Probably because I used the 100 ohm else. Ah, okay. Here we go. 100 ohm. They were in the parts I ordered last week to replace other parts. So I must have had to use the one on the power supply, and that was the replacement there. Okay. So I think I've got everything else here. There's the 1K, the 10K, the 22K, the 68K, not to be confused with the 68K. Hi, Jay. I have a special promo code on my website. But since seeing as my website has nothing for sale, there's no reason I share the promo code either. But you're here to see the hint of this box is approximately shaped. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I will not say those words. And besides, my promo code was just going to be Jay needs his own promo code. I mean, what's the harm in that? But there's nothing on my website, so you'll have to hold on to that promo code for until I actually sell something. And then I'll have to remember to watch this video again so I get the right promo code when I set the store up. So, yes. All right, now that I have thoroughly wasted more time than I want to admit to finding a resistor. All right, capacitors. These should go quicker because there are not that many of each of these components that they could be that are on my desk. All right, so we've got 0.047 microfarad film capacitor. Oh, boy, am I glad I pulled those out of the box. 1 microfarad temper tantrum capacitors. Electronics geeks will probably know why I'm calling them that. All right, let's see, 10 microfarad. And yeah, all right, 10 microfarad. 47 microfarad electrolytic. I believe that one is special. I mean, all these components are special. No, it's not. That's not the special one. There we go. 47 microfarad electrolytic. All right. Got some 733 Ps. And well, there's one 733P. If it came right down to it, I'll use that one. But I know I don't think it's that. They are. Here we go. 733Ps. 2SC 536Fs. Those are the other ones that are in a generic bag. There we go. Ooh, I hope I don't need too many more of those because I'm running low on those. I need 4 of those on this circuit. All right, and the 2SK30. And is this it? This might be it. Yes. And it must be the Y one. And it is. All right. And the rest of these parts can go back into the box. They'll get their turn another night. All right. I have parts. Oh. All right. I have parts. I have a table cam. I am glad that I had to order new safety glasses because I got something on my first pair that I could not clean off of them. In fact, actually, that I apparently figured out where another blob of that stuff splashed to. It's on top of my solder station. Lovely. Anyways, so the pair I was wearing last week were safety glasses, but oh yeah, this is the pair that I splashed a chemical on one of the lenses, and it is unfortunately not coming off completely. And it's like right where my eye is, so there was a blur. Anyways, I had a backup pair, but I don't like them because they reflect I think these have an anti-reflective coating, these Clean Guard ones. So I'll make sure I put a link in the Amazon description. I really like these. These are the 49309. I actually found a seller that was selling 2 for under $15. So, and even though they weren't shipped by Amazon, but I received them pretty quick. Also, I thought I would hint at another item that came in the mail today. I was hoping it would come in this weekend. If it had come in this weekend, I might have soldered it this weekend, but I would have been competing with Jay. Now Jay probably knows what is in this blue envelope. Although then I hear on Jay's stream that there's apparently a new version coming out, so whatever. So I'm not going to do anything with this now tonight, but I will set it on top of the 68K box that's behind me. Because I'm sure if you ask eBay, I love buying things on eBay. Including items that are old, and luckily in this case, I think it was fairly reasonably priced. I think I paid a total of $60 for the item in the box. And I haven't even opened it because, well, I thought I would open it on live stream, but then again, I'm probably just going to open it after the stream because, quite honestly, I want to make sure that it actually is what the auction description said it was, and that that's not like a baby python in a box. Not that I'd know what to do with if there was a baby python in the box, but other than tell eBay that it was significantly not as described. Or if maybe they sent me the wrong 68K. And the box is more or less indicative of what's in there. It looks like they put about 2 inches of padding around all sides. So, why in the world do I have a awful shadow? What have I done to my camera settings? Oh, I bet I tried to be smart and close the iris. And, all right, I'm gonna let a little more light in. I think I'm going to zoom. Actually, that's probably a decent zoom level if I can. because I think everything I need to install is in this circuit area. And all right, so it is time to solder. There are no special assembly directions because there's there you put everything together and then there's only one thing you can test. So I will just start assembling things. I think it makes sense to probably just do these in the order. Oh, other than the potentiometer, I'll do last, I believe. Let me see where it goes on the board. Oh. Well, that is completely the... So the potentiometer goes... All right, let me double check that I'm on the right part of the board. So D26, D28, D29. Oh, okay. Yes. So I am looking at the right part of the board, but apparently the potentiometer goes on the opposite side of the board from the rest of the circuit. Whatever. All right. So turn on the Hacko. Turn on the smoke absorber of... That works okay. I'm tempted to buy one of the Hacko clone, the clones of the Hacko blue and yellow smoke absorber to see if it works any better than this one. All right, since it's been a couple of days since I soldered, I'll use my Salmonac or whatever they call it block to kind of clean some oxidation off. So now my soldering iron tip is nice and shiny, which theoretically means it won't let me down as much, but if you've watched my streams, you'll know that it'll inevitably let me down. All right, so we need 5 diodes. These are 1N4148s. I don't think they're anything that special other than they're my favorite kind of diode. I don't know why, but I've always thought that the glass encased diodes look better than the plastic ones. And these are the ones that come in a little glass casing. So I think they look really nice. So I'll go ahead and put these in the board. So 3 of these go up here. Diodes are polarized, so mind the stripe. And it does look like these 3 diodes are yes, and should you be building one of these for yourself, mind that these 3 diodes are not running in the same polarity. They are... Each one is, well, they're kind of, yeah. Well, you'll see the board marking. 2 of them had the stripe down here, and 1 had the stripe up here. Okay. And let's see, D34 and D37. All right, well, there's D37. It's at the edge of the board. And not to be outdone, D34 is also at the edge of the board on the top. All right. And to help hold the board, at least until I get to a point where there's too much soldered on the board to be able to actually fit it in my quad hands, I'm going to use my quad hands to hold the board. And actually, once I get to the point where I can't put it in this quad hands, I'll go get the, I've got a larger quad hands. I'll just go get it and hold the board with alligator clips. Although, I'm going to use this until I can't. So I am going to... I'm trying not to bend the leads more than I have to, because I've learned that if you have to desolder something, the more you bend the leads out, the harder it is to desolder it. But I am going to have to bend these some. So yeah, that's just a word of warning that I don't think there's anything per se wrong with bending the leads, although I'm sure some people have a different opinion. But if you make a mistake somewhere and have to desolder and resolder, you are going to you'll have a slightly more difficult time removing the part if you've bent the leads. And that's probably more the laws of physics than anything. All right. I think... Well, I kind of like to have my parts nice and close to the board. So I'm gonna attack one side of these diodes, and then I will get the other side. Although first, I do need to kind of tilt the board a little more so I can see it. There we go. All right. So what I'm doing is I soldered one lead, and now I am going to heat the solder and push that diode with a non-conductive item. Get it a little closer to the board. There we go. Alright, let me check those 3 diodes. They kind of... Oh, okay. Yeah, they stayed in place better. They look fine. May not be perfect, but they'll be... Well, they'll be fine. If anyone's seen some of the repairs I've made to the Zox box, well... These diodes look better than some of my repairs. Even if they are a little bit not quite where I want them to be. Well, that's more solder than I wanted to use. Well, touch these up here. I'm actually kind of... There we go. I think that looks good. Let's see, got all of them soldered. They look... Yep, they look respectable. Awesome. All right. Now, let's see, those were the only diodes. See if I can zoom in any more. No, actually, I had that zoomed in as much as I can. All right. So now we are on to resistors. And so there is a 122k ohm. Is R150. R150 is... There it is. All right, and there's a 100 ohm resistor, R152. And it is, there we go. Near D37. Right there. And 1K. One of those. R137. R137 is... by the mounting hole. And it's one of the few resistors that actually gets to lay down on the board. What do you know? And 10K. Oh, actually, let me get those 3 resistors, and then I'll get the 10K ones. Sometimes it's good that I mean, these are 3 different values, but if they did fall out of the board, it would be fairly easy to sort them out because there's 3 of them. If more than one fell out. Whereas the 6 1K resistors, I'm not going to push my luck. So that, I will do them in one go so that if any fall out, well, then I'm just looking for which resistor position that had a resistor no longer does. Alright. Let me get this resistor a little closer to the board. Kind of well, actually, it's good enough. Alright. I'm not going to try my luck. Alright. There's those resistors. Alright, 1K. There are 6 1K resistors. Now I get to figure out where I put the 1K resistor. Oh, no. 10K. 22K. Well, what safe place did I put the 1K resistors? Well, I don't think I tossed them in the box. This might be one of those times where I have to rewind the video and see what I did with them. Or maybe they 10K, 22K, 68K, 100K. Not there. Oh, that's weird. Thought I set them on the workbench, but it would appear as if the place I put them Alright, that's just really weird. Oh, I didn't stick them in my pocket. They're not under the board holder. Not there. They're not under the box of components. Well, huh. must have knocked them off the workbench. Nope. Huh. Did I maybe actually not have the 1K resistors? $22K. Well, I must have actually not pulled the 1K resistors out. All right. Although if anybody is watching and saw what I actually did with the bag I thought I had in my hand, it would appear as if I Oh, it's because I'm looking at the wrong line. I already put the 1K resistor on. That's why I can't find it. All right, well, we'll see you later, Jay. I'm half losing my mind tonight anyways. All right. So I already got the 1K resistor. It was the 10K ones that were next. This is kind of why I like printing off the parts sheet and then checking off when I install something, so that when I then look at the wrong line, I, well, have a check mark beside it. All right, so we've got R142. Which is right here over by C72. R143 is, yep, kind of over here by the far right edge. R144 is below Q37. R143 is above it. See, R145 is, oh, there we go, below the mounting hole. R148 is on the right side of the board. And R149 is below R150. All right. So all right, there we go. I'm gonna get the, actually I'm gonna turn the board this way. so that I can better solder without hitting the plastic of the quad hands. No one likes the smell of melted plastic. Well, actually, I'm sure someone does somewhere. Ah. Well, I melted solder somewhere. There's probably a solder blob. Oh, it's on one of the resistor leads. Okay. Oh, actually, right there it is. Yes, if I was building this without streaming it, I would have the board in a different position. But so that you can see what I'm doing, I have the board in kind of a not quite ideal position, which means I'm going to now turn the board this way because I think I kind of need to touch up a few of these joints. Just like to make sure that the pad is all right. Okay, and those look respectable on the top. So I'm going to try to clip the leads. Okay, I gotta remove the board from the quad hands, or at least slide it forward so I can clip all the leads. Bear with me one moment. I'll clip leads. All right. Excellent. All right. So now I have the 10K resistors done. All right, 22K. There are 3. And looking at one of the part numbers, I have a feeling one of these goes plumb on the other side of the board. All right, so I've got R117. R117, yeah, alright. It's probably over by the potentiometer we're installing. R117. R25. Oh, no, here it is. Okay. Up here by the 3 of the diodes. All right. R146. Over by the edge of the board. And R151. Over by one of the other diodes. All right. And I guess I'll go ahead and get the 68K resistor. Because it's at least different enough that if it were to fall out, I think I could figure out it's not the 22Ks. That's R138. All right, up here by the mounting hole. All right. All right. So those look soldered, and they look... Well, R138 kind of fell out of place, but it's okay. cut that one a little closer to the leg than I like. All right. Oh, that's solder. I still might be able to use a little more of it before I throw it away. All right. And 100K, there are 3. Three will be the number that I count. I count to 3, I will. Not to 4, because that would be too many. I don't remember the exact line for Monty Python. Something like that. I think you get the gist. Alright, R139. Right there. R140. And let's see, R140 is right here. And R141. All right. I guess if I'm assembling this in the order that I'm getting to the instructions, I could go ahead and put VR6 in. Just quite honestly. It's fine. All right, VR6 is here. All right, so VR6. Getting my larger diameter solder. Come on. All right. Right, I like to make sure I get good solder on these 2 posts, because those are the mechanical attach points for the potentiometer. Just gonna make sure I've got it on the board reasonably well. Yep, that looks good. All right, and now I will use the smaller solder for the pins here because I'm not trying to fill a great big hole. And yes, I don't like to waste this lead-free solder because it's like $65 a spool. And that would be 65 US dollars. So what that is in other countries' dollars that convert to numbers even higher than US dollars, well, I don't even probably want to know. I think that usually equates to, sorry, Canada and Australia, you're paying more. All right, I think that looks reasonable. No. Except that component. It fell down pretty badly. There we go. I think that's better now. I think. Yeah. At least should not interfere with anything now, so we'll go with that. All right. All right, so got the potentiometer. All right, so we've got capacitors. C. Well, first let me see if I can adjust my quad hands to get a better grip on the board. There we go. All right. .047 microfarad film cap. is C54. Well, I don't know why my quad hands doesn't want to cooperate with me. Oh, alright, let's try that. C54. On the edge of the board. Lovely. Alright, that is not polarized. Yeah. So, we'll just insert it in the board in a way that makes sense. I'll put it so that the writing's on the side you can see, in case I ever doubt that I did it right. Alright. C62. C62 is a temper tantrum cap. It is polarized. And it is unlike electrolytics, tantalum caps, the stripe is on the positive side. And in fact, this one, I'll show you, not only does this have a stripe, but it's got a little plus mark too. So if you forget. Alright, so C62. I guess I want that. Yes, you want to be careful with that because tantalums do not like to be put in reverse. They will get angrier than a Bruce that is ready for lunch. Alright, so got a C72 is the electrolytic 10 microfarad. C72. Electrolytic, the stripe is on negative. And last but not least, C55 is 47 microfarad electrolytic. C55. Ah, yeah, right by the tantalum cap. Now, I suspect Adafruit chose the capacitors that Lady Ada chose the capacitors she did probably because they're the same types that Roland used when they made the original TB-303. So that's probably why Lady Ada picked these. Now, why did Roland pick these particular capacitor types? I suspect that they used electrolytics where it didn't matter because they're cheap, but I suspect they used film and tantalum capacitors in circuitry where where it would have an effect on the audio or characteristics, because film and tantalum caps are more expensive, and if you're producing things in volume, well, when you can save money on a part like a capacitor over volume, well, that means you make more profit. But sometimes you just have to use a more expensive type for whatever characteristic you're trying to get. So that's probably why Roland would have used all three types. And then I'm sure Lady Ada probably copied what Roland did. I mean, it is possible that maybe she might have gone for a tantalum instead of a film capacitor, maybe because of size. And maybe she used some film capacitors instead of tantalum somewhere for cost reasons, maybe. I don't have a Roland TB-303 to look at to see what it used. But I suspect she copied whatever Roland did. And Roland would have made some decisions based on cost and driving out cost where you don't need the more expensive capacitor. And obviously, in the places where they did need to use film and tantalum capacitors, they did. But as a result of the end price would have increased to pay for the more expensive components. And that's just how it works in electronics manufacturing. Because I'm sure you ask an engineer who wants to design it to last a long time, and they're going to probably want to use all tantalum and film capacitors, but then you got the people who have to sell it and are interested in profit margins, and they say, well, but you don't need those more expensive caps here, so use cheaper ones. All right, so now we've to our transistors. So we've got two SA733P transistors. These go in Q36 and Q38. I believe these are going to be... Oh, okay, that's right. Normally denoted ones, and they're right beside each other. What do you know? Let me see what the next transistor oh, okay, so now I want to do those, and because I want to hit these with heat as short of a time as possible, I'm going to make sure I'm taking the slightly better vantage point. And since these are older parts, and I really want to make sure I get a good solder joint the first time, Alright. Alright, those look fine. Lovely. Alright. Beautiful. Alright, now we've got the 2SC536s. And I need 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and these go in Q35. Q37. Over here by the edge of the board. Q40 and Q41. Over here by the quad switch. Basically, the transistors in this section that don't have a white silk screen completely underneath them, because that is the special one. All right, since these are not special, I will solder them. I will try to get to a vantage point where you can see what I'm doing, but where I can easily and quickly do this. Again, because I want to try to reduce the amount of time I've got heat on these. Right. There we go. I think I got all the pins. Yes, I did. Well, I can get the last leg here clipped. There we go. And, right, last but not least, the 2SK30AY. It is a special part, which is why it has a special silkscreen The 2SK30AO is the other part that had a white silkscreen like that. And I think that was just the way of denoting that, hey, this is a special transistor. Don't mix it up with the others. All right. And it looks about as good as it's going to get. All right. All right, I believe that is all the parts that go on this board. I usually forget to do this when I'm done. I'm going to try it, see if the is looks better next time I pull it out. Turn the soldering station off. Turn the smoke absorber off. Enjoy the sound of tinnitus once again. And yay. All right. I believe there might be something we can do to test this board. All right. We can only test one thing here. I will need the I/O board to test it. I can remember what I did with the I/O board. Well, you would think the I/O board could not have gone far. Oh, that's right. I put it. I put it in a relatively safer spot. All right, let me grab some jumper wires out of here. I believe has some in it. go. All right. I am going to use... All right. Use this here. J4, I believe, is the one I need. Go. And that goes to... There we go. Pin header here. Actually, I think I'm going to have to take this board out. All right. So, yep. That's pin 1. Pin 1. And clip one end of the alligator clip to R146. And let's see, the R3 is the other one I need to... R3. Actually, I don't have alligator clips to do this test. So instead, I'm going to do a modified test. While I am safely behind my monitor for a shield, I'm just going to plug it in. There we go. And no smoke. Excellent. I'll have to get some alligator clip leads from Amazon, I guess. Oh, that's the envelope circuit. It's beautiful. It's done. I don't know that I have many more things to say about it other than,
oh yeah!
All right. So, I think that concludes tonight's stream. Next time that I work on the Zoxbox, I will be working on the voltage-controlled amplifier. Which is what drives the, I believe, the headphone amp. It is also, no, it's not the headphone amp. That's a different circuit. It is also the last analog part of the synthesizer. And I believe it is focused in this area of the board, and I think it's actually fairly well contained. I also know that you can use a BA662 or a BA6110, and I believe I will be using a BA6110 because BA6110, because the BA662s are like uber unobtainium. So, yep, that's BA6110s in there. I think I ran across another bag that was in here that said BA6110. And I've got a box from UT Source that I think has like 10 BA6110s in it. Actually, I'll double check. Oh, yeah. 10 BA6110s. They're probably pulled. But needless to say, I'll be using a BA6110, which is fine. You might notice that there's two parallel sockets here and here. One of them gets populated. I believe the BA6110 goes here. And the only penalty is that I do have to install 4 transistors to use the BA6110. So, yep. Small price to pay. But other than that, I think basically the BA662 has those transistors in the package, which is why to use the BA6110, you have to put those 4 transistors. That's fine. I don't believe there's any sound quality that's affected. And if there is, I'll never know because it's like really hard to get BA662s. That pretty much the only way to get those is to pull them out of something else. And I'm not about to pull a BA662 out of something working. And I think those would be among the parts like SID chips, where I would be really concerned about ordering those from random suppliers because, quite honestly, anything that says BA662 could be a BA6110 in disguise that's been reprinted. So I'll just go with the BA6110s. I will solder in. I've got these SIP pins, and I may even solder the pins in for the transistors if these fit, so that if I ever do come across the yep, actually that fits there. So if I do ever come across a real BA611 or BA662, I'm going to go ahead and put the pins in, and that way I can just pull those 4 transistors, pull the BA6110, and then insert a BA662. And I'm pretty sure that these transistors do fit these sockets. Although I guess now's a good time as any to check. Yeah, okay, they fit. So that's fine. That'll let me socket those 4 transistors. And I'm pretty sure that the BA6110 will fit, because it's basically a, instead of a dual inline package, it's a single inline package, and the pins look exactly the same as dip pins. Yeah. All right, so I will socket those special parts so that if I ever do manage to get a real BA662, I can install it, which will be awesome. But for now, I'll settle for what I have. So anyways, if you'd like to be notified when I go live next, make sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Smash that like button. Ring the bell so you're notified when I go live, because it'd be a shame if you miss my stream if you really want to see the next step of the Zoxbox. And if you feel so inclined, I do have a Buy Me a Coffee. The link is in the video description. Just believe me, I do enjoy my morning coffee. And so at the moment, I am actually contemplating setting up the monthly subscription thing on Buy Me a Coffee. I'm just trying to figure out what perks to offer, because in live streaming, well, I don't know. I was actually thinking maybe just having at the moment single tier. I think on Buy Me a Coffee it'd be the $5 tier or something like that. And maybe just having one stream a month where it would be on YouTube, but it would be a supporter stream only. So I don't know what I'd do during that stream, but I'll think of something. I mean, it won't be like a Zoxbox build, because that's, well, that's not it. But I have enough things around here that I'd like to look at. So maybe we'll pull something that I haven't pulled on the bench. But anyways, so maybe stay tuned for that if you're interested. I also have Ko-Fi, which I'm going to set up with the same tiers as Buy Me a Coffee. And I might even be persuaded, for those that really would rather that I used Patreon because they already use that, well, I may fall for setting up a Patreon. But I don't know that Patreon is really geared towards people that only stream, because Patreon seems to really want you to offer physical things to send your supporters. Although I know it totally works for early access, but it's kind of hard to give you early access to a live stream. I don't have the technology to send you 15 minutes in the past, or I guess it'd be 15 minutes in the future. So don't have that technology, sorry. But anyways, with that, I'm going to go ahead and call this stream to an end. I'd like to wish everyone a good evening, and I hope to see you next time. So take care.